Good afternoon, everyone. Warm greetings to the members of the head table, our presenters, colleagues, students. Thank you so much for making the time to participate in and to attend the orientation exercise this evening. Special welcome to our new students. As you know, we are facing very challenging times. At the same time, this is an exciting moment to be a student of international relations. You have made a wise and strategic choice, and I know for sure you will not regret it. One of the best moments of my life was when I studied here, right here in this classroom, as a postgraduate student in the diploma, for the diploma in international relations. It is going to be really exciting, especially in the context of our global, our regional and national context. Your studies will be real and dynamic as you witness tectonic shifts and significant ruptures in the global political economy unfold right before your eyes. Thank you so much for choosing to study here at the Institute of International Relations. I would like to encourage you as you embark on this journey to make every opportunity available to you, to take every opportunity available to you to develop yourself as a graduate student and as a budding diplomat, national, regional, and global leader in various spheres of international relations. Do not limit yourselves to lectures, classes, and readings. Look out for notices from the IIR, the Faculty of Social Sciences, and the university, which will be held virtually and in person. I can assure you that your experience will be very rewarding if you take advantage of the range of learning opportunities which will be presented to you in various forms. Your experience will be rewarding in as much as you put into it. I encourage you to be inquisitive and explore to deepen your understanding and analysis. This is a graduate program, and you are expected to be an active learner and to participate fully in your education. On this note, I would like to invite Dr. Barney Pacheco, Deputy Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, to bring you remarks. Welcome, Dr. Pacheco.
Thank you, Dr. Mantut. Colleagues, students, welcome. This is certainly a momentous occasion as you take your first step in transitioning. Those of you who are aware, we are moving to face-to-face, so it's certainly a new dynamic. For those of you who are entering for the first time, the campus is still adjusting to that transition that we went through 2 years ago. It is certainly my pleasure to welcome all of you. We have been eagerly awaiting your arrival here on campus. It is certainly a moment where, as you embark on this academic journey, I'm sure some of you may have some nerves, some anxiety, some excitement. Some of you probably not too sure how to feel as you embark on this journey. It is certainly a milestone. Many people look at graduation as a milestone. I often tell students, starting the journey is the first step, but it's perhaps the most important one. The fact that you're here means that you're passionate about learning. It means you're passionate about achieving. It means that you're passionate about excellence, which is what the campus has been working so hard to embody over the past few years. As you may be aware, we have gone up in the rankings. We have certainly done much better in terms of research. Our teaching staff are world class. And you get to enjoy all of that as you embark on this journey. It's a moment to treasure. Not everyone has this opportunity. So we are very fortunate when you think about our education system in having an institution like the University of the West Indies and having an institute like this one that can help you achieve your dreams, that can help you go where you want to go in terms of your professional and career development. The staff of the Institute are not only going to adopt an open door policy to you, but they are certainly expecting you as students, mature students, to take up the mantle and to embrace this opportunity, to wholeheartedly engage with all the resources that are here on campus. There are many things that are available, but you can only find them if you seek them out. Dr. Mantu talked about not only being buried in your books, but also we have over 100 clubs of all different types and varieties here on the campus. That's what makes you a holistic student. That's what makes the journey enjoyable. When you collaborate with your colleagues. And I strongly encourage you, reach out, network. That is what makes the burden light. Those dark days when you're working late into the night, it helps to have a support network. No one is an island. Graduate studies, university life becomes that much easier when you can draw on the strength of your colleagues. So I strongly encourage you, if you do nothing else, leverage the networks that you will develop as you sit next to each other in the classroom. Don't come to class and then disappear. Don't suffer in silence trying to solve all the problems on your own. The staff, the faculty members, and your colleagues are all here to support you. We welcome you. We certainly are excited to have you here on campus. And we are looking forward that the next generation of scholars will emerge from right here amongst you. So on behalf of the entire faculty, on behalf of all the members of staff, all the lecturers that you'll be meeting as you attend classes, a warm welcome to you. We are delighted to have you. Wish you every success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pacheco, for those inspiring words and very wise nuggets to our students. At this point, I would like you to turn your eyes to the screen, and we are going to listen to remarks by Dr. Ricardo Clark, representative of the Graduate Studies and Research.
Thank you, Dr. Montut. Dr. Montut, Interim Director, IIR, Mr. Frank Sudin, Campus Librarian at the Alma Jordan Library, Dr. Barney Pacheco, Deputy Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Mr. Bradley Osborne, Postgraduate Students Guild Representative, Estate Sergeant Courtney Ferguson, Outreach Coordinator, Campus Security Services, IIR staff, and most importantly, you students. Good afternoon and a warm welcome. And a warm welcome to the St. Augustine campus, back face-to-face, as Dr. Pacheco mentioned. New postgraduate students, congratulations on your acceptance to the program of your choice here at the Institute of International Relations. Thank you for choosing the Institute of International Relations St. Augustine campus. Now, I find it fitting to bring to you, postgraduate students, an excerpt from our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Graduate Studies and Research, Professor Audrey Henry Lee. And I quote, "At the U.W.I. School for Graduate Studies and Research, we are committed to unlocking your greatest potential at this level, providing what I refer to, that is, Professor Henry Lee, as the ACE experience, ACE, and Dr. Pacheco mentioned one of them, that's E for excellence. We are guided by accountability, A, commitment, C, and excellence, E. We hold ourselves accountable, that is, at the School for Graduate Studies and Research, accountable to provide you with the support that you need to succeed. We are committed to providing quality student-centered service underpinned by integrity, gender justice, and diversity, as well as providing access to excellent programs as here at IIR, academics, practitioners, and other resources for a thriving experience here at the U.W.I, echoing the words of Dr. Pacheco. You must also hold yourselves accountable for and be committed to your success and excellence. We encourage you to read the graduate-related handbooks, regulations, and manuals that will inform and enrich your journey. And I emphasize this. We encourage you to read the graduate-related handbooks, regulations, and manuals that will inform and enrich your journey. Together, let us be accountable to each other and committed to excellence in all that we do. End quote from our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Graduate Studies and Research, Professor Audrey Henry Lee. Now, the St. Augustine Campus Office and the School for Graduate Studies and Research have responsibility for the administration of all graduate programs, including those from IIR. In terms of admissions, registration, award of scholarships, examinations, and graduation, please visit our website, sta.ui.edu/research/ and you'll find all the information there. And do feel free to reach out to us when it comes to any aspect of your journey, postgraduate journey here at the St. Augustine campus. As Dr. Pacheco noted, we are starting an academic year back face-to-face after online teaching and learning for the most part since March 2020. Welcome to the St. Augustine campus. We at the School for Graduate Studies and at the Office for Graduate Studies and Research at St. Augustine are committed to supporting your transition during these times as new and continuing postgraduate students at the IIR. We wish you an enjoyable and fulfilling experience during your graduate education here at St. Augustine campus. Thank you.
For your presentation and wise words, much wisdom. I just want to emphasize something he said about reading the regulations. Everything that you need to find out will be on the website or in the regulations. I know he said very important things, a lot of significant things, but I want you to just remember this one. Go on the graduate website, graduate studies website, get the regulations because you will need the information. Sometimes students think that, that the information is not there, and that is because they have not looked there at the regulations. So please take this very seriously, or that piece of advice is given. So before classes begin on the weekend, go to the website and look at the regulations that govern your tenure here as a student. So if Estate Sergeant Courtney Ferguson is not here yet, we are going to go to Mr. Bradley Osborne, postgraduate representative of the Guild of Students, to deliver remarks. Welcome, Mr. Osborne, to the podium.
Thank you, thank you. So first, I would just like to thank the team at the Institute for extending the invitation to bring these remarks. And really, when I was looking, of course, let me observe all protocols first before I do that. But when I was looking at what to speak about today, just to give some brief remarks, I recalled, I actually had a conversation with my friend there about Norman Gervan, who the library in this department is named after. And I remember we were discussing about the fact that a statement he made after he left the University of the West Indies, the Mona campus, where he said he went in as a Jamaican nationalist and came out as a Caribbean internationalist. I think that statement in itself should embody what we try to strive for and should strive for when we enter this institute and the entire university, but especially this institute. I think those are words to live by. And in essence, we also should pick up the mantle of the mission that he left us in terms of presenting ourselves as a Caribbean, as one region to the international and global space. So doing it as a unit, through unity, through cohesion, through integration. Because of course, the University of the West Indies itself is a statement to regionalism in the Caribbean. And this particular institute should, of course, speak more to that, speak a lot more as in terms of laying our intellectual foundations for building those superstructures that will create the Caribbean of tomorrow. So taking us back from that, where do we fall in as students? Of course, parallel to the persons who are entering this institute for the first time, parallel to your studenthood, you'll also be members of the Guild of Students, and particularly the St. Augustine Association of Postgraduate Students as well. It's called STAPS for short, because of course it's a mouthful. But I would say that being members of this association is not just of course, being able to vote and just having particular rights through the association. It's of course governed by a democratic process, but you're also part of a think tank, a group, a community that gives support, which Dr. Pacheco would have been just talked about, joining clubs, joining like-minded kin in various community interest groups and whatnot. And I think that experience would develop you holistically as a student as well. Because of course, we're not just looking to lay the foundation for academics, see who could write the most papers, who gets the highest grades. We're trying to develop holistically as the next generation of the region, scholars, practitioners, and policymakers. I think laying that foundation for holistic development is essential in terms of your holistic experience. So just to go off of those words, I would say, I'd really like to welcome you, aside from joining this institute, for joining the association. You're members of a community. We're looking to do a lot more this year because we have the capacity in terms of human resources, intellectual resources, and even financial resources to do a lot more as students, because we don't have to wait until we become the actual practitioners sitting in the driver's seat to actually make the changes we'd like to see. We could start now. And I think that is the greatest thing I realized when I joined the association. So thank you again for allowing me to speak briefly. And I would hand you back over to the chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osborne, for this. I see a common thread through the presentations and through the remarks about not confining your learning to the classroom, but expanding it and exploring beyond that to develop you as a holistic individual. At this point, we again will turn to the screen and listen to a video by Mr. Frank Sudin, who's the campus librarian from the Alma Jordan Library. Okay, please bear with us. Apparently there are some technical difficulties being experienced. So just bear with us while they pull up the video. Okay, while they retrieve the video, we'll now view a PowerPoint presentation introducing the IIR staff. Note that the program contains the coordinators as well as the head of the Diplomatic Academy, and we have one of the coordinators here, Dr. Michael Pavinsky, and as well as Dr. Karen Niles, who is the chairperson of the student liaison committee. He's supposed to be online. I just want you to note that so that when it comes to questions and answers, to know that they are here. So we'll turn our attention to the PowerPoint presentation introducing the IIR staff. Okay, thank you very much. I will now call on Mr. Anthony Philip Spencer, the representative of the newly formed IIR Alumni Association, to give remarks, after which, if the video has been uploaded, we will view it. Anthony, welcome to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Montoot and the rest of the head table, good evening. Good evening, students. My name is Anthony Philip Spencer. I'm a member of the I'm an interim executive member on the IIR's Alumni Association recently formed, and I have the pleasure of welcoming you all to the IIR family this evening. I have a very brief presentation to share with you all, and I'll just take it off and walk around a little bit, sorry. I just have a very brief presentation to share with you guys this afternoon regarding our recently formed Alumni Association, what it's about, what it aims to do, and how, hopefully we'll be able to support you throughout your academic career here at the association. So without further ado, let me just jump straight into it. So what we are, who are we, what we are? We're a profession-based subchapter of the U.W.I's Alumni Association. So basically what that means is, under the overarching U.W.I Alumni Association network, there are campus-based associations and different location-based associations, depending on where you are in the world. Because IIR's alumni base is all around the world, and we're employed in so many different international organizations, countries, locations, and whatnot, it's not necessarily the most practical to have location-based chapters, alumni association chapters. And so a profession-based association allows us the best opportunity to network with everyone across geographical space. Basically, the membership of the association is comprised of graduates of the IIR's academic programs. So the postgraduate diploma, the Masters of Science in Global Studies, the MPhil PhD program. Once you've graduated and collected your diploma, you're eligible for membership. As well as membership is also open to, I guess, partners of the IIR who would have supported us throughout the years consistently, whether that be through lectures or through consistent, financial support and donations, or showing up and just giving us real tangible support. So it's also open to those members. So recently established earlier this year under the guidance of Professor Byron while she was the director of the IIR. And so we partner very closely with the IIR Secretariat in terms of communicating with alumni and trying to figure out the best ways to engage with the IIR Secretariat. And so the main objective and the main purpose of the IIRA, right, is to support the Institute of International Relations, as it works to achieve its objectives. We support students, and we're here to support you guys through your academic journeys, as well as to support alumni post-programming, in terms of job, finding career development or networking for different purposes. And we do these through a number of avenues. Fundraising, Dr. Montoot would have mentioned that we live in presently some challenging times due to various shocks in the international system, be it the COVID-19 pandemic, the inflation as a result of the conflict in Russia, and so fundraising to help provide resources for student activities, for continuous upgrades of the institute. The institute is required and is mandated to deliver quality education regardless of these extenuating circumstances, and so the IIRA aims to provide an avenue to support the institute as they deliver a quality educational experience for students. In terms of facilitating research and the exchange of information, all of you will be required to do research programs and various assignments as part of your academic program. And so in terms of accessing information. We have lots of alumni who are employed in lots of different roles and functions in many different ministries and in different governments around the world, in international organizations, private businesses, non-governmental organizations. And so in terms of getting information for research programs or research projects, research papers, we're trying to establish a network of professionals and practitioners for that purpose, as well as in terms of, for career purposes. I would like to believe that it's the intention of all of us to work in the IR field and to find meaningful ways to apply what we learn in a professional sense. And so building a strong professional network will allow us to find opportunities, and to meet and coordinate with practitioners in the field who might be able to show us, different avenues, open doors, and so forth and whatnot. And so that's one of the intentions and goals of the IIR. And then also as a main communication body between the alumni, communication mechanism between the alumni body and the IIR Secretariat in terms of recommending perhaps ways or different things that can be used or done to improve, the delivery of the IIR's services, or if there are any opportunities that can be delivered, or if anyone has, if anybody wants to give any service, or if anyone wants to contribute any tangible services or goods to the IIR. Right, and so how we aim to achieve these things would be through things like fundraisers, networking mixers and socials, where you get to meet and greet and have conversations with one another. Featured alumni guest lectures. We've got alumni who are literally presidents or former presidents, who are cabinet members in governments, who lead international organizations. We've got an alumni who is leading the protocol operations for the FIFA World Cup coming up in Qatar. So we've got a very broad and far-reaching alumni network. And so there's a lot of potential information and learning that can be done there. And so one of the things we'd hope to, working with the IIR Secretariat, facilitate is, the establishment and the setting up of some featured alumni guest lecture series and opportunities, career guidance and workshops, helping open doors and teaching, students and other alumni, the best ways to get connected and to access lucrative employment, graduation celebrations. So, one of the things we really want to do is, after persons walk across the stage, to say congratulations, and we hope you stay connected to the IIR. We hope to throw a little party, that's, have a little fun. And then, we honor noteworthy alumni. Earlier, I think I'm going to say in July, we did a retirement celebration for Ambassador Grandison, who is a career diplomat who served Trinidad and Tobago at the CARICOM Secretariat. And, he was very, he has a very stellar track record in terms of his service for the CARICOM region, for the Caribbean, for Trinidad and Tobago, and as well as his contributions to the IIR. And so that's something we hope to continue moving forward. And so these are just some of the ideas and some of the objectives and activities that the IIR will be working to execute in the future as we support the activities and the efforts of the IIR. And I hope that once you graduate and once you pass through, you will join us. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, Anthony. And I just want to add that our former students, they are all over the world in very important positions, in high positions in international organizations, regional organizations, diplomats, as he mentioned. So very proud of this legacy. Now, at this point, we have the video. So we will view the video at this point. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Estate Sergeant Courtney Ferguson is not able to be here with us this afternoon. So we'll view the video and then we'll go straight into the testimonials by our class of 21-22 from Mr. Christopher Thomas, Ms. Sherian Bachan and Dr. Lisa Gordon. So we'll just roll. I will not come back to the podium to introduce the testimonials.
Welcome to the campus libraries at the St. Augustine campus of University of the West Indies. There are 8 campus libraries, and they're all geared towards providing you with the kind of support that you require to be successful in your academic pursuit. We have a dedicated staff who are always willing to support you in terms of providing you the access to the information resources you require, as well as the guidance for you to do the kind of research that is expected of you as a tertiary level student. As you engage with the libraries over the next few years, as you do your degree, you'd realize that there are really 2 faces to our campus libraries. We have very much an online presence as well as a physical presence. The electronic resources are in fact available to you 24/7, wherever you are, once you have an internet connection. Those resources comprise 200 research databases, 60,000 journal titles, as well as 40,000 electronic books. The physical library buildings also contain a number of print materials. The print collections in the libraries actually amount to close to 500,000 titles. In addition to the information resources, the libraries also provide spaces for quiet study as well as collaborative learning. As campus librarian, therefore, I would want to encourage you to come to the libraries, make use of the libraries, interact with the library staff, because at the end of the day, your goals plus the campus libraries really equals your success. I look forward to seeing you in the libraries.
Hi, my name is Christopher Thomas. I am 23 years old and I am a recent graduate of the postgraduate diploma in international relations from the Institute of International Relations at the U.W.I St. Augustine campus. I had a wonderful time over the past year studying international relations as a field. It is something that I've been very interested in for the past 4 or 5 years of my life. And thanks to this program, I've been able to broaden my knowledge base on a lot of things that are taking place in the world today and that will take place in the world in the future. And I was really able to develop new ways and points of analysis in terms of my worldview and the things that I would like to do with my life from the standpoint of my professional career and the like. The lecturers at the Institute of International Relations are very well qualified. They know what they're talking about, and they were always supportive of us, very lenient as they needed to be, and they did a fantastic job of linking all of the courses together so that it makes sense to us. There are so many different aspects in international relations that they were able to cover, and it really meant a lot to me to be able to spend this past year delving deeper and deeper into international relations as a field, so much so that doing this program has actually incentivized me to really consider pursuing international relations much further, whether at the master's level or even as far as the PhD. I'm still deciding. But that is how much of an impact that this program had on me. And I can't say thanks enough to all of the lecturers and the students that I had in my classes. It really meant a lot to me. I advise to any of you all listening to my voice at this point in time to please strongly consider going forward with this program. As tough as it might be at sometimes, stick it out. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to your orientation and congratulations to each and every one of you. My name is Sharon Bachan and I'm a past student of the Institute of International Relations. I completed my Master of Science degree last year and I understand that this new step comes with uncertainty, a lot of questions and maybe a little bit of anxiety. And so I'm here to share with you all of my experience and also share with you some advice, which I hope will help you prepare for this new step in your life and also aid in this transition as you move one step closer to in your academic journey. My experience was unique, extraordinary, and an enriching one. I thoroughly enjoyed all of my courses. There are core courses. These are mandatory, and these are courses that you will experience throughout your degree. Some of you will have certain interests, and there are electives from which you can choose that will help you to learn more about these interests. Certain courses and certain topics will help you to understand more about international relations. All of my lecturers were all incredibly kind, helpful, understanding, and always available and accessible. They were always there to answer all of my questions, and best believe I did have many questions. They were all available to provide efficient feedback, which I implemented, and that helped in progressing my growth further in this degree. The extended IIR staff were all incredibly helpful. The library staff, especially, I must thank for all of the assistance that was provided to me during my time as a student in IIR. I am eternally grateful to all of my lecturers and the IIR staff who all gave me the support and all of the guidance that I needed to thread through this degree. The lecturers were all very understanding, especially in the uncertainties and unpredictabilities of personal life. This degree, as well as my interaction with my lecturers and the extended IIR staff, have helped me to uncover different parts of myself. It helped me to focus on self-reflection, and it also allowed for the natural progression of self-discovery. It showed me my capabilities and my limits, my strengths and my limits, weaknesses, and it helped me as an MSc student to learn and grow, reflect on what I needed to learn and grow from. And it gave me the opportunity to work on the parts of myself that now help me to grow into the person that I am now. So I want to leave you all with 3 core lessons that I have learned, which I carry with me in my personal and professional life. There are 3 core values to always remember. Always practice thoughtful listening, radical honesty, and efficient communication. As you navigate through your courses, your assignments, and your research paper, always ask questions. Be honest with yourself and with your lecturers and your classmates, some of whom you will have chances to participate in group work with. Listen to the ideas of others and also share all of your ideas, and always communicate with your lecturers. Secondly, you may find yourself having to unlearn certain strategies that once produced positive results during your bachelor's degree. This degree will test your resilience. Above memory retention, you will be required to apply critical thinking skills. You will be intellectually stimulated, and the level of discipline that you adopt and the amount of work that you put into your assignments will measure your success. The true test of discipline will be your commitment to your research paper. I had many days of self-doubt, and listening to my lecturers and believing in myself helped me to progress and helped me to complete my research paper. And it helped me to maintain and continue that level of discipline. However, while you can be resilient, make time for your mental health, which is truly very important, especially when you're writing your research paper. And remember that while you all sit in the same classroom and complete the same courses, your journey will be different. You will experience your own journey during this time, and it is your job to find your path. Strategize how you balance school and play. And so I leave you with my final thought. Have fun. Take every opportunity as they are presented to you. Meet as many people as you can. Learn from them. Ask many questions. And always be open to growth and change. Always be open to learning new things. So thank you for your attention and good luck.
Okay, so we'll welcome Dr. Lisa Gordon. We are very proud of her. She's one of our recent PhDs, and she's coming to the podium to share her experiences with you. Welcome and congratulations, Dr. Gordon.
Thank you, Dr. Montgomery. Okay. Well, this is quite unexpected because like the rest of my fellow past students, I had prepared a video, but one of the key experiences in completing a PhD and during your PhD program is that you have to roll with the punches and be flexible to the unexpected. So let me try to remember what I shared in my video. So I'm Lisa Gordon, by the way. I started my PhD program in 2015 as a single mother of a 2-year-old daughter, having successfully completed my master's degree in international business and foreign languages in France. My PhD journey was smooth sailing with, a little bit of turbulence along the way, but nothing unusual. I was very optimistic and excited about my PhD journey, my program, in terms of the kind of research I was doing, motivated me. My PhD research, my thesis, looked at, I conducted an experimental study on international trade in live music services between European Union, French Caribbean territories, and Anglophone CARIFORUM countries. And I was very motivated and optimistic about doing this research because I thought it would have been of value to the region, particularly the emerging artists of the region and the at-risk youth of the region who are heavily involved in the music industry. And I also felt supported by my family, the fact that I was a recipient of the University of the West Indies postgraduate scholarship, and the fact too that I had a gem of a thesis supervisor. However, alas, this journey did not continue the way that it had begun. My thesis supervisor, unfortunately, fell ill. And as a result, choppy waters ensued following my last compulsory seminar. And these difficulties were very new to me because in my past experience, it was not like that. So I experienced challenges that hitherto I did not experience before. And the correspondence and the requests and inquiries that were sent to the relevant or requisite personnel on my behalf or by me were unanswered, and there were unexplained delays and inaction. As a result of that, I felt very, very despondent. And when I spoke to the requisite, how should I say, when I spoke to academics who are familiar with the culture of the University of the West Indies, they told me that what I was experiencing and how I was being treated was an anomaly. this was not the culture of the University of the West Indies. However, by the grace of God, I was able to jump over the final hurdle. And on June 20th of this year, I received official correspondence that I had been awarded my PhD. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the academic staff and the UE administration who supported me during this difficult time. And my advice to prospective students, well, you all are new now, and any of you all are doing the PhD program here, anyone? But if you do go on to that, my advice is, here's my advice to you. Believe in the value of your work. Stay focused and stay self-directed. And block out the noise of negativity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for sharing both the joys and some of the trials you encountered. Well, you know that we went through, well, we are still going through the pandemic all across the world, and at this university, some of the challenges that you would have faced would have been related to, you know, the pandemic and the ongoing challenges. But I am so proud of you and so happy that you overcame and you were successful at the end. So warmest congratulations again and best wishes as you go forward. And our other students, former students who testified of the experiences, best wishes to them as well. So we've come to the end of the presentation, but the program is not over because we have a few minutes for questions and answers. So if we have mics that we can distribute and we can use on the floor as well as the head table, that would be very useful to take students' questions. Welcome. Put this one on, put one on the floor. Put one on the floor.
Does anyone want to at least share how you're feeling at this point in time, having heard all that you have to offer? Even if you don't have a question, because you're looking at each other. We have exhorted you, we have encouraged you. What are your thoughts as you enter this part of the journey?
Expectation. Anything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So for me, my thoughts or my expectations, I've always wanted to pursue international relations as a career from young, growing up. So this is like a great opportunity, just, you know, actually being here and seeing the opportunities that I have to, you know, contribute to Caribbean development and stuff like that. And I was especially moved by the recent speaker, in that, you know, when you think about international relations and Caribbean studies, you think more about politics, policy, but she's talking about, you know, music, software, and, you know, developing something that would link us in that way. So I think the innovation is something that's really inspiring, and it really like the sky is the limit. There's no limit as to what you could do and what you could put together as your research. So I'm very excited for this journey.
I'm happy you brought this up because it just shows that that international relations is very diverse, it's dynamic, interdisciplinary, and you know, it's not traditional. It's not only about diplomacy. Yeah, when you think about international relations traditionally, you thought about, you know, being in an embassy and doing traditional diplomatic work, but it is so diverse because international relations now, as a matter of fact, the program, the master's program used to be called Masters in International Relations, and recently it was changed to a master's in Global Studies to take into account the shifts in the global political economy, that states are no longer the only actors in the international affairs, that non-state actors, civil society actors, transnational corporations, even criminal networks, and, you know, the music industry is part of, you know, what is shaping, the cultural industry is what is shaping, you know, the world we're living as well. So I'm glad that you said that because you can do a lot of things. It's very, you know, it's very wide and broad, and very exciting because of the various spheres and facets that exist in that field.
Just want to echo one thing, and Dr. Gordon, thank you again for sharing. You know, it's certainly just reinforcing what you talked about, you know, self-belief and perseverance and the willingness to stick in when the going gets tough. And that's really a key requirement for success at the graduate level, because there will be tough days. There will be times when you doubt yourself, and this is really where the support of others becomes so critical, and your own belief in yourself and the power of what you're doing. So it's something that I am very heartened to hear, that you did not give in to the turbulent waters. You paddled your way through. Maybe you doggy paddled at time, but you kept your head above water. And it's only through that perseverance and that stick-to-itiveness that success comes. So I really just want to encourage you. And again, as I kept reinforcing, don't try to just do it in a vacuum, in a silo by yourself in a dark space. It can get very lonely and very dark there. Reach out, you know, make sure that you are connected to the community, and the community is the wider community, not just, you know, friends and family, but also your lecturers, the staff, your colleagues in the classroom. It really makes a world of difference. And it really helps you to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. So it's something that I am really exhorting you to do as a template for success in the future.
If you do not have any more questions or comments, I encourage you, still there is an opportunity to just share now. But if you don't have anything to share or questions to ask, I will ask the members of the head table to just make a comment. Dr. Pacheco has already said something, but the two other persons at the head table to make a comment and invite Dr. Pavinsky to say something. The head of the secretariat, Ms. Wenda Rock, to share, and then we will move to the closing and our interaction.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to sound like I'm plagiarizing Dr. Pacheco again, but I just want to don't plagiarize. This is your first one in here, but I would say that be part of the community. It's very, very easy in postgrad to just find yourself locked up in your own room or you study wherever you study and just find yourself beating books, trying to finish the work you're doing, trying to finish your readings. But join the community. There's a lot of persons you could talk to outside of the classroom who have similar interests to you, who could help shape and refine your ideas. Because, of course, international relations is so broad that you don't know where a good idea for a research topic or anything could come from. It could come from an economist, it could come from a political scientist, it could even come from a music engineer. So there's a lot you could do by joining the community, and there are a lot of benefits to it. So I'd encourage you to be part of the association and take full advantage of your membership. Thank you.
So I guess from my experience as a student here, and I was a student from 2014 to 2015 in the MSc program. So the IIR and the campus at large, they do lots of really unique, one-off, interesting lectures and stuff. You know, whether it's the faculty of laws doing something in some aspect of international laws, maybe maritime law, something like that, or you know, a larger, you know, finance or economics discussion, you know, via the faculty of economics. When those lectures come up, attend those lectures. They're really informative. They usually bring in really, you know, qualified experts from, you know, all around the world to really enrich the experience of students. And they can be really valuable and really refreshing bits of learning, you know, in addition to the courses and to the coursework that we learn. So, you know, my recommendation and my advice is definitely to keep your eyes out, keep your eyes open for as many of those, you know, lectures and discussions or panels that pop up, and just try to attend as many as you possibly can without compromising, you know, completing your work, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. But, you know, as many of those as possible, definitely attend.
Any comments from the floor? Dr. Pavinsky, would you like to share something, say something? Dr. Pavinsky. Dr. Scobie is online and would like to speak. Dr. Scobie, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Mansood. Greetings to the head table and greetings, colleagues. You hearing me?
Yes,
Yeah? Okay, great. Well, welcome, students, and I'm happy to see those online and those in person. I just like to echo some of the comments made and to add a few pieces of advice. You know, I came through the system. I did my diploma and then I did my PhD. And students, IIR is a fantastic place. You know, we've done a curriculum review, compared our program to several others, and really you're getting an amazing program with the courses that are being offered. My advice to you is to hit the ground running. Think from each course that you attend, each topic that you do, what you'd like to do with this. And sometimes those who are doing the diploma or the master's, one of your research papers, you can then use it afterwards in your field of work. Every single guest lecture that comes in, take it as a networking opportunity. That's where your future employer might be. So IIR provides you with the content, with the skills, but also with the professional opportunities. It's like one of a kind. So take advantage of that. My diploma paper ended up being my PhD research proposal. By the time I was finished it, my diploma guide told me, just work a few more years and you'll get your PhD. But I could say that also for those who then use it for, I've seen people using it for afterwards for their place of work. Some of my students afterwards networked with ambassadors from different parts of the world who were so impressed when they reached out to them. So take these opportunities, they're fantastic ones. Enjoy the program, enjoy what you're doing, use it for networking, learn about things that you are interested in. The lecturers are very flexible. So if you're interested in cultural industries, fine. If you're interested in international crime, that's fine. As Dr. Montoot says, we are completely transdisciplinary, interdisciplinary set of persons. And each of us, each of your lecturers, we have a lot of expertise in different areas, and we're more than passionate about sharing those with you as well. So once again, welcome, and you know we're here to help you, and enjoy the program. Thank you, Dr. Montut, for giving me the opportunity to speak. All the best, colleagues.
Hello, Dr. Niles, welcome. So we have Dr. Niles, who's the chairperson of the staff student liaison committee, and he's a lecturer with us. So welcome, and please go ahead and share.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It was really good to hear all of the speeches. Good to hear from Dr. Pacheco and member of the guild. Of course, I guess it always have a special place in my heart because I was the vice president of the guild during my year. So I mean, I could definitely endorse the words of previous speakers about getting involved. But I am here with an opportunity to get involved. I am the chairperson of the staff student liaison committee, and it's a long name simply for feedback committee. So essentially, we take compliments and suggestions, areas for improvement, something that didn't go too well, something went amazingly. We take all that feedback and essentially we feed it into the director, and then we get lecturers involved to ensure that concerns of all types are addressed. So yeah, it's an amazing but small group of us that sit down and really kind of just distill some of the critical areas that need attention in the course, and also things that are going really, really well. In that regard, every single cohort that comes in, if you're a PG Dev, if you're MSc, if you're MPhil PhD, you're meant to have a representative on the committee. But every now and again, and by the way, one of our representatives actually was one of the persons that spoke today. Every now and again, as you'd imagine, our representatives graduate. So you're going to see an email in your inbox at some point in time saying, would you like to serve? And I'd encourage you to put your hand up and just say, yeah, I'd love to be on that feedback committee, the one with the long name, that one. So I'd definitely want to implore that you can get involved. Charity begins at home. So definitely, if you want to get involved in university, not that you can't get involved in other clubs and societies, as I would say, as vice president of the guild and an active member of 4 clubs and societies, which I would not advise. I mean, choose 2 max, or 1, yeah, for the sake of your sanity. I'd also say that you want to make the most of the entire experience, which includes working with other people. Yeah. So it's not just about finding people from all different parts of the campus and all different parts of the university on other items as well. That's great. And you're gonna have classmates from all over the region, and that's amazing. But finding out who they are and learning to work with all different kinds of persons is a major part of this experience. It's really hard to talk about Caribbean development and international relations when you can't work with your classmate who's from Jamaica and you're from Antigua. It's really hard to kind of talk about regional integration in a meaningful way when you find it really hard to do group work. So definitely prepare yourself mentally for that. The last thing I'll say is, I should add that I teach 3 courses at the IIR. I think 2 of them are on offer this year. I teach international economic law, which I don't think is on offer this year, but I also teach international history and politics is the name of the course. Again, long name for never mind. It's international history and politics, which is easy enough to remember. And then the last course I teach is climate change policy for small and developing states. So looking at economic and political issues as it relates to climate change for small and developing states. And finally, I do research on cultural industries as it relates to trade and climate change, with a special focus on the music sector. So that's it for me. My name is Karen Niles, and I'm really happy to be a part of the team here at the Institute of International Relations. It's really happy to hear all of the speakers. And as Anthony said, we range from everywhere and all sorts of backgrounds, so make the most of this opportunity. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
you very much, Dr. Niles. Do we have any other persons online who would like to come on to say something to the students? No? Okay, thank you very much. So we are coming to the end of the formal part of our orientation exercise this afternoon. I want to just thank all those who worked so hard to make this a success. Thanks to Dr. Pacheco and Mr. Osborne, Mr. Philip Spencer, and our presenters who presented virtually, as well as those who recorded videos, to our students who provided testimonials. Thank you so much to everyone. To the IT staff, thank you very much. To the hardworking secretariat staff, Ms. Menda Rock and her team. And finally, to our students. Thank you so much for choosing the IIR. Thank you so much for selecting this program. You could have gone somewhere else, but you chose here. I would like to just say thank you so much, and we appreciate you, and we look forward to working with you. I want to also thank the library staff. I didn't mention the library staff. Thank you so much for your participation, for your cooperation, and your support. So on this note, I would just want to invite you to refreshments so that you can mingle with each other and meet us and have a chat and just get to know each other a little bit, and to also inform you that we have IR jerseys on sale. So thank you very much for your attention and your patience, and we will speak and get to know each other for the second part of the orientation exercise. Thank you very much.